love my little fire, my little wood stove. Hi everybody, it's Complimenting Catherine, CC in the UP. Like and subscribe. You tired of me saying like and subscribe? Well, if you are, I'm sorry. Happy 2026, 2026, 2026. That equals 10. They say 10 is a good number, an even number. So, oh yeah, this guy. Happy 2026. Look who that is. It's Bigfoot. It's the Sasquatch. The little people that I work with, well, some of the little people I work with, they're bigger now, but they used to call my husband, who passed away in 2021, but they called him Bigfoot because he had enormous feet and he wore big old boots and big shoes, of course, but they were like size 15, 15 and a half, 16, and when he died, most of his shoes were not really the kind of shoes I could pass on to other people, you know, how you can do with clothes and shoes and stuff, because they were so big. So I don't remember what I did with the ones that were extremely well worn, but there was a few that were, a couple pairs that were, you know, in good shape. One of the pairs of boots was amazing. They were steel-toed boots and they were, I don't know, probably only worn once or twice. So he and I like to go to that store that's nicknamed Wally World. I know. I don't go much anymore, but once in a while. Anyway, so I was trying to figure out what to do with these boots, and I was kind of in a state of mind, and I remember being in the Wally World, and I was probably walking by, I don't know, something he liked, some horrible fish. What was that fish in the jar? That oh God, I can't remember what it's called, but ooh, is it herring? Pickled herring? I don't know. But anyway, I walked past it, and of course I started crying because, you know, that's what I was doing a lot of then, and it was cold outside, so it had been months since he had passed away. Pickled herring, I think. Ooh, and some kind of creamy sauce and barf. So anyhow, I went to the car, and I remember that I took the boots out of the back of my Subaru that I was driving at that time, and I just set them down in the parking lot in a very obvious way so that somebody who maybe could use those boots would find them and take them. And I even took a picture of those boots. Yeah, I guess that's a good memory. And you know, I'm a person who believes in life after this life. So having said that, I expect that I'll see him and probably other people that I love and who've gone before me when it's my turn. And yeah, those boots, if he's wearing I should be wearing boots because I can kick him in the butt for leaving me. Anyway, that's a different story. So here I am, CC in the UP, right? I'm back in the UP. I went to Chicago for some of the holiday, and it was pleasant, and then it was unpleasant. And I am not really, you know, when I was a little girl, I loved Christmas time. I can remember just having a really good time, being excited. I was kind of the only little kid in my house because all my siblings were a lot older than me. But and I love the decorations and the idea of peace on earth and all of the things that Christmas time and the winter holidays can bring, but I just seem to set myself up for a fall every time I get optimistic about Christmas time. So for 2026, I'm going to definitely do something different, but that's a long way off. Yeah, so I want to talk a little, well, I know I said I was going to show some of my art, which I will. You know, I hope I haven't talked it up because it's really not that spectacular, but it's okay, and I'll show it to you and give you some ideas of what I do, why I do it, and what I hope to do with it. But I guess I just want to kind of catch you up on where I'm at. And right now this video is at, what is it, 5 minutes and a half. So let me get my head on straight so that I can say what it is I want to say. I have been struggling, as I've mentioned in a couple of the videos, with working and continuing to work or don't continue to work. And a lot of that has to do with what are other people going to think if I retire, officially really retire now, and what's going to happen with like insurance, because I'm kind of too young to collect my my benefits now, but I do have some savings. So anyway, part of me thinks I should just go ahead and jump, and when I'm done with this contract that I have, which will be over in the job that I'm doing right now, which will be over in June, that I should go ahead and actualize the rest of my plan that I want to do. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about bravery and what it looks like to be in that relationship with myself, where I'm doing brave things for myself, and I'm choosing what I want to do versus what I think other people want me to do, because I've struggled with that most of my life. I've struggled with figuring out what it is I should do based on what I think other people think of me. Is that something that's familiar maybe to you guys as well? So, you know, and then there's the getting old part, right? Turning 60 and thinking to myself, well, you know, I'd like to live till I'm 90 something. And I do know that, you know, maladies are going to come eventually, and some of them have come already, you know, mostly aches and pains, but I don't want to be walloped or caught off guard by, you know, something that could happen to me. And I'm the one who has to be responsible, and so I have to like think more clearly. Yeah, and then family relationships, you know, how much time do I want to spend with my family, you know, and you know, I kind of want to see more of the planet. So I want to do some things. I want to work with people who are like-minded, who are kind of accepting of their circumstance. If, you know, they're getting older, I want to do work and volunteer with people who are approaching end of life maybe, and then maybe even turn that into a small business, or I would like to, I've been having these dreams of, I don't know if you can hear the music playing in the background. It's not copywritten anymore because it's from 1910, 1915. So those copyrights are expired by now. But I'm a collector of old records, and I have a couple of Victrolas, and I was like, maybe I'll open like a fun old-timey record listening, sitting, setting, relaxing place where there isn't any Wi-Fi technology that anybody can like use, but people are there to read books and maybe listen to music and talk to each other. So I like that idea too. I don't know, it's just an idea. Something to do for fun. So yeah, oh, I'm going to show you some art. So this is all, I don't know if you can kind of see it. This is all beach glass that I collected in Chicago, and I don't quite know what I was starting when I made it, but I feel like it goes this, hold on. I feel like it goes this way. And it's all glass that I found. Some of it I actually painted, which is unusual for me to do, but this is an old frame. I painted the frame, and it's kind of difficult to really get the gist of all the colors and stuff, but I'll take some pictures of it and put it on my community tab. So it's a pretty large piece. So there's that, and I think I have a couple other pieces down here as well. Most of the other stuff is upstairs. I haven't set up an art space yet. Hold on a minute. I got nobody. Oh yeah, these are silly. So this is just, it's a kitty kitty. And there's a rock, and there's also some pottery. Everything was found on the beach in Chicago. There's a piece of clay pottery, and there's part of a plate or a dish. And yep, I'll show you a picture of that as well. And then I did paint some more of the glass, and I paint all these frames I get from like the thrift store. So I painted that frame, and that's also a kitty. This before I knew I was going to get a black cat. I don't know if you guys know I have a black cat now, but yep, that is, I'm wondering how well you can see it. Anyhow, that's my my cool stuff that I have made, and there's a bunch more. I'll leave those right there for now. So that's some of my art. The couple people who said, yeah, do a long form video and show some of your art. I have a ton of loose glass, beach glass, and you know, I wonder, is there anybody else out there who likes to collect beach glass, walk along the beach? There aren't too many beaches here in the UP along Lake Superior that have glass, because there's not a lot of people throwing glass in Lake Superior. But I will find some sources, because that's kind of what I do. It's a hobby I've had since I'm a kid. Don't even know how it started, but I've always picked up rocks and glass and strange things off of the beach. I've seen some pretty peculiar things on the beach, actually, but we won't get into that. So yeah, so the whole like 60 part, and do I retire or not, and you know, what's going on with the insurance, you know, the Affordable Care Act and all that kind of stuff, and what's going to happen with that. You know, is that going to be is that going to be a factor for me in making my decision? I feel the clock ticking more than I have in the past, and so, you know, that's reality. I have to kind of just get right with myself and make the plan and then stick to it. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna try to stick to that plan. This is probably the longest of the videos I've ever made, but I do want to wish you a wonderful 2026, and also maybe even pull an oracle card for us. So I love these oracle cards. Haven't used them in a bit, but I don't normally make resolutions for the new year, but my resolution is to journal each day, even if it's in the morning or if it's in the evening. I'm going to do it each day, and just free journaling, just writing stuff down, because there's too much in my head, and I think that I can, you know, I used to love to write when I was a kid, and through the years I've done some writing, and I've saved some of it. Writing is a fun activity, I think, and maybe in another one of these videos I'll tell you about some of my more formal writing that I've done. All right, so here are my cards, and what we do is we shuffle them 11 times. So, and it really doesn't matter how. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whoa, 9. Card jumped out. 2 cards actually. 10, 11. Now you may be watching this, clearly you are watching this in what one would call the future, but on the space-time continuum, what is time actually, right? So if I'm saying that we're pulling a card, we're pulling a card. And there it is. Number 14, we pulled it in reverse, which doesn't mean a negative thing. Turn it upright. Ride the wave. Ride the wave. Looks like 2 dolphins, and I'm not sure what's on top of one of them. Ride the wave, 14. All right, let's see what the good old Oracle has to say about that. And 14, ride the wave. Right now, success is easy and effortless. And we pulled it reversed. You may be mistaking a rogue wave for a fun ride. You can only coast for so long before you hit the shoreline with a smack. The tide is ebbing, and your activities are now preparing you for what that wonderful wave when that wonderful wave comes in for you to ride. You're meant to learn how to be a strong swimmer now. Don't worry. Preparation ensures a successful result. However, you must wait patiently for the right moment to come. Now is the time for conscious preparation and skill building. And if I had pulled it upright, it would say, you can be assured that you're entering a time when you can ride the wave of abundance. The tide has turned and you can put your surfing skills to the test. Everything that you know, all your talents, coupled with your hopes and dreams, will carry you forward. People and circumstances have come out of the ocean of potential and possibility to take shape in a wave of spectacular activity. Know that you are definitely on the right path. And again, the reversed, you may be mistaking a rogue wave for a fun ride. You can only coast for so long before you hit the shoreline with a smack. The tide is ebbing and your activities are now preparing you for when that wonderful wave comes in for you to ride. I like the idea of a wonderful wave. You're meant to learn how to be a strong swimmer now. Don't worry, preparation ensures a successful result. However, you must wait patiently for the right moment to come. Now is the time for conscious preparation and skill building. Conscious preparation and skill building while I wait for the wave. Well, thanks for riding the wave of 2026 with me today. And I am complimenting Catherine. And my compliment for you is I appreciate your divine patience with me as I figure out what this channel will be with you. I mean, really, I think I have figured it out. It's something I'm doing with you. And we get to kind of ebb and flow together and go from there. So that is me complimenting Catherine. I'm grateful for you. I'm looking forward to doing more videos. This is a long video. I'm not sure how it'll be received, but if you've hung out with it, then thank you. And I will see you again much sooner than before. Too many days went by. So I'll get back in touch with you soon. Happy 2026, January 1. Whoopity whoop whoop whoop. Later, Gators.